Hi, and welcome to The Bright Balloon, a podcast where I'm sharing bright ideas for your balloon business. My name is Sarah Meyer, and I'm a balloon business owner like you, and I love the creative side of what I do, but I really love the business side, which seems to be the part where most people struggle. So I'm here to help. Each week, I'm bringing you an episode full of bite-sized tips you can use to make tiny improvements to your business. I want you to make more money, eliminate stress, and learn along with me as we grow our creative businesses together. Welcome to The Bright Balloon.
Hey guys, and welcome to this episode. This is going to be a cool one. We are doing a re-release of an episode previously recorded with Ali from Charming Garlands. So this is an interview that I did about her Grab Go Garlands. And at the time, this was not something that I offered. And talking to Ali, something clicked for me. Before this interview, I just thought, why would I want to sell these low-cost items and make more work for myself, especially when I'm already booked up over the weekends? But the thing that she says is, you don't schedule these Grab Go Garlands for your busy weekend times. You're not offering pickups on Saturday mornings. And for some reason, I needed to hear it from her. That it just never had clicked for me. So what's so cool is that after listening to this interview, I implemented the things that she talks about. And now I am booking so many Grab Go Garlands. So I am redirecting people who want me for Saturdays, but I'm no longer available. I'm booked. I'm instead redirecting them to purchase a Grab Go garland, and it's working, which is why I wanted to record this episode. So now I have, last week I had 6 pickups on a Thursday. So that's $600 of new income that I'm generating on a Thursday afternoon. Same thing, yesterday I had another batch of pickups, 6 more. So $600 a week in new sales that I otherwise would have turned away because I'm booked for the Saturday has really been a game changer in my business. So not only are we re-releasing this episode, but Ali and I have collaborated on a course that we've put together. It is basically a Grab and Go bundle. So if you are wanting to implement this in your business and you want to do it quickly, we have assembled everything for you into a new little course. So Ali recorded a video of how she makes her Grab Go garlands, because both of us do our Grab Go garlands different than we do our installation garlands. There are a couple tricks in there that she shares. I have included a Canva template of my direction card. So the thing that I actually print out and hand to my clients to instruct them on how to install the garland. We also have a photo of what's included in the hanging kit and a list of things to buy. So with links, so you can just go onto Amazon and buy the exact hooks we use and the exact little cellophane baggies that I use. You can order everything super quickly. There are links included. I've also included a photo of a Grab Go garland, just a clean, simple photo that you could put up on your website. Also included is the actual language on my website, so how I instruct people to purchase. And then there's also an email template. So how I said I kind of redirect people when I'm already booked, that email template is also included. So if you purchase the course, you could essentially start selling these within the hour. There's also tips in the course of how to get people to buy these, because it's not overnight. It's not magical. They don't just magically find them on your website and start ordering them. You have to kind of promote them. So the course is just really a bundle of everything you need to get these up and going on your website today. We wanted to make it as easy as possible for you. Or if you already offer Grab Go garlands, this interview has some great tips that you can utilize as well. So I hope you enjoy this re-release with Ali from Charming Garlands, and we will get right into that original interview right after the break. If you haven't checked out Having a Party Wholesale by now, what are you waiting for? They have all of the brands that we know and love as balloon professionals, and they even offer free shipping on orders over $200. So the next time you need balloons, make sure to check them out. You can click the link in the show notes and tell them that the Bright Balloon Podcast sent you. Talk us through your Grab Go garlands. This is something new that I'm doing, but I avoided doing it for a really long time because I didn't have a storefront, and now I have sort of a little studio that people can pick up from. Do you just work out of your basement, or do you have a storefront?
My headquarters is in my basement.
Okay.
Currently. It is a goal of mine to get some warehouse space, but right now I'm focused on keeping my overhead super low
That's
so
amazing.
that I can continue to really watch this business grow and get a better grasp of its potential earnings after year one. And then, or maybe even a year and a half into it, and then really be able to assess, can I afford warehouse space and how much can I afford?
Right.
So I can make a more informed decision on that later.
So then are people just coming to your house to pick up?
Yes.
Okay.
So people, as of right now, come to my house to pick up. Now, when this started and I was just having like a couple people trickle through here and there, it was not even a concern. But at this point, when I have, I could have like 15 to 20 pickups on a Friday.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot coming through my little residential neighborhood. And I'm not sure if the neighbors love it. So I don't know. I'm always thinking like,
is that serious? Is that seriously the quantity of these that you do? Because I'm interested. Tell me more. How did you get the word out on those? Is it Instagram? Is it just what you push? Because, okay, I'm going to go off on a tangent now. Last night I was prepping for the weekend and I have recently kind of gotten rid of all of my like COVID decor. Like I'm not doing the yard art anymore. I'm not doing it because like events are picking up.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I'm still doing are marquees because I sell them for $99 and mine are really simple. They're not like the crazy ones. It's like a square pack base with the numbers and maybe a couple helium balloons, but still I timed myself yesterday and it took me like 20 or 30 minutes by the time I pulled all the balloons and put it together and one of the numbers deflated. So that was a waste. And then I timed myself making a garland and it took me, the way I do it, it took me 6 minutes and it's all latex. So if one pops, it's like literally no one even knows. So now my whole mindset has changed and I'm like, I need to start pushing these garlands because like, this is where the money and the time is at. So anyway, how did you kind of start marketing those? Why are they so successful? Is it because it's what you started doing or just what you're known for? Like, help us stupid people figure out how to do this.
Well, the idea behind the grab and goes, I think for me, it was that I wanted to offer balloons at every budget. Not every one of my clients comes to me and is looking to spend $200 plus, which is my order minimum to have me come out and install for you.
Okay.
But I didn't want to lose all of that potential business that fell into the lesser category. So, I mean, grab and goes were an obvious solution to that because they're very approachable price-wise. They pack a nice punch in terms of a visual. You could get a 4-foot, which is the smallest that I offer, and it still looks like pretty substantial once you get it hung and you put a little kid next to it to pose for their birthday. It looks big. And that, I mean, the grab and goes were just the perfect way to have Charming Garlands just be approachable to everybody. Kind of my version of your everyday balloons. My number one concern is, can I make this super easy for people to hang on their own? Because I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so our grab and goes come fully constructed for you. They include hanging materials and hanging instructions.
Okay.
But people still ask me, will I be able to do this? I assure you, if you can tie your shoelace, you can hang a grab and go garland. Because we style the garland for you. Like I said, all of the inflating is done. It's threaded or twisted already. We can even attach foils to it. And you literally just get this like hunk of garland. You just have to prop it up wherever and secure it. When I first started offering grab and goes, my hanging materials, which include removable command hooks and 260s, which is the stretchy balloons that we use to attach them to the wall. I used to put those in little Ziploc baggies. And that was cool for a while. And I'd throw a little business card in there and off they would go. And then over time, when we started selling more of them, I was like, I have to look more professional. It started to really bother me that I was sending this garland out that someone spent, could be $140 on.
Right. With like a handful of random crap.
A Ziploc baggie of like, they're like, what the heck do I do with this? So my friend Tiffany from Confetti Castle convinced me to up my game a little bit. And I hit up Amazon for these cute little bright pink pouches. I don't know the best way to describe it.
Like with little drawstrings?
No, so they don't have drawstrings. They have a Ziploc seal at the top.
Oh, okay.
But there's a little hole where I can thread a string through. They're on brand for me because their hot pink is one of my colors. So it looked like it fit. It had a clear window, like a display window on one side, and the back was hot pink. So what I could do is slip my grab and go materials in there. Each grab and go gets 2 command hooks and 2 stretchy 260s. So I slip them in the little pouch. I put a business card facing out through that clear window. So it's branded on that side and it looks really nice. And then I got tags printed that say, let's get poppin'. And there's a QR code on that tag, which takes you directly to hanging instructions on my website.
Oh, that's so smart. Okay. So, all right. My brain just exploded because I'm having the same thought. So I did almost the same thing, but I went on Canva and I made a postcard that I got printed with directions. But then I was thinking my next step would be a QR code to a video that shows how to do it. I just haven't had the time to like do that yet, but yeah,
I know people that do that too, the video route.
So I've only been doing them for like 2 weeks, but people are happy. I actually am charging less for my grab and goes than I do for my garland installed.
You charge less per foot or per nugget, I should say.
Yeah. So I charge less. I charge $100 for like my standard garland, my nugget, if it's grab and go, because I'm just like dropping it off basically. So people aren't actually grabbing and going from my shop.
Okay.
They're grabbing it at their door and I'm going. Right now I'm still delivering just because my shop is like
they're grabbing it at the door and I'm going. I'm
going because it saves me the time of installing, but people are into it. And I stopped taking jobs on Sundays because like I thought I was going to die. So this gives me an option to offer them for like a Saturday drop off for their Sunday party, because otherwise it's weird to just be like, no, I have nothing to offer you. I can't help you if you have a Sunday party. That's like 50% of the weekend.
Yeah.
So I really like them. I'm excited.
That's a great point. So when I am taking a vacation, which doesn't happen often, but I did take a vacation recently and I have a couple coming up where I'm just going to be out of town for the weekend, not necessarily a vacation, or say I'm not available for another personal reason. It's great to have the grab and go in your back pocket to be like, listen, I can't come to your event and I'm so sorry because I want to help you celebrate, but I can offer you a grab and go garland. And we offer grab and goes, the sizes between 4 feet and 9 feet, which is pretty substantial. And we make it super easy for you. And so anytime I'm leaving town or I have a date that I'm unavailable, my grab and go orders for that Friday before are like crazy. They're bonkers because people are like, well, she can't come, so I'll do this instead. So I know I'm still capturing their business because I can see the day before I have a blocked day on my calendar, my grab and goes are through the roof.
Yeah, that's awesome because I'm all this is new for me having a location. So I'm like, well, how am I going to use this? Is this really going to help or is this just like a new workspace for me? But I've only had one person pick up and they were like 45 minutes late and I was annoyed and I was like, I could have just driven this to them. But I'm liking what you're saying in terms of like, if you get the like quantity up, if you have like 15 people picking up on a Friday, then you don't really feel like you're wasting time. Because if like 15 people are coming in like a 3-hour window, then there's more flexibility and you're not just sitting there doing nothing. And I like that. I think that's cool. Like a Friday night. I always was thinking like Saturday nights going into Sundays, but Friday night,
okay, so
the whole weekend.
Yeah. So I don't offer any pickup times on the weekends.
Okay.
We are way too far
right, that's the thing,
production and installing. And by the time I get home from all of our installs on a Saturday or Sunday, the last thing I want to do is now handle pickup orders.
Yes.
I cannot do that. So our pickup options are only Monday through Friday. We offer an AM pickup window and a PM pickup window because I understand that mornings don't work for everyone and afternoons don't work for everyone. So I like to give them the option. But I assure them that the grab and go is going to be good at least 3 days prior to your event. So if you pick up on Friday and your event's not till Sunday, there's no worries that your balloons are still going to look great, right? They're air filled. You keep them in a temperature controlled environment. I remind them to keep it away from direct heat and sunlight, and they'll be fine. They'll look great. So that's when we offer pickups. The AM window's 2 hours, the PM window's 2 hours. It's at times that work for me and my family. So that really has been working for us. And I think my customers enjoy that flexibility as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's exciting. I'm going to think about how I can do that because it has to work for me. I don't want to be spending more time waiting for people to come than I would if I had just gone and installed it myself. And honestly, with the marquees, they make me nervous even doing it the night before because I say like, oh, they'll be fine. But like foils are weird. Like you get them in front of an air conditioner and like they look like they've completely deflated and people freak out. And then you have to like drive out a replacement and you can't even get all the numbers right now. So that's why I like latex balloons. I think they're way more forgiving and easy to work with. But that is very cool.
My grab and goes are priced the same at per foot as my garlands for installation, but you're really saving on your delivery fee and the installation fee.
See, I don't have those. Mine are all built into my price, which is why I figured it should be a little bit less if they're not.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on how your pricing is structured and everyone's is different and you have to figure out what works best for you. But on my end, I charge delivery based on distance from my zip code. And then I charge a 20% delivery installation fee. To have it come out and do the work. So
Tiffany from Confetti Castle, I think she said that also. That's really interesting that you charge a percentage based on the full job because $100 garland is going to take a lot less time than a $7,000 job to install. So like, why wouldn't you? That makes so much sense. I love that.
Exactly.
Very cool.
So that's why our grab and goes, like I said, are the budget friendly option because you're cutting out those 2 fees. And I cap the grab and goes at 9 feet because then I've learned over time that you run into issues with clients being able to fit it in their vehicle.
Right.
I could tell you some stories about people coming to pick up their grab and goes in like a convertible. Someone came in a convertible. I was laughing. So I'm like, what do you think? She's like, can you just put it and I'll hold it? I'm like, no. No, lady, you got to go get yourself another car and come back.
Oh, that is funny. That's hilarious. Well, what's your next step? Like, what are you working on now?
That's a great question. I'm working on organizing my space. That's like a huge one because since I quit my job, the business has just been going. And at such a pace that I feel like I haven't been able to catch my breath. And obviously I think we were all in the same boat during graduation season. May, June were just bananas. And then you throw a balloon shortage on top of all of it and it's even crazier than normal. So now this is the first week where I feel like, okay, I've been able to catch my breath a little bit. I finally don't have installs every single day this week. And Monday through Friday, I'm really trying to focus on getting my business its bearings, which is scary to admit that I don't really feel like I have that up to this point. And it's okay to admit that. I keep telling myself it's okay to admit that.
Oh my gosh, I've been at it for 5 years and I have no control of anything. I like, that feeling when you're like on roller skates and like, you're going down, but you like try to flail.
I love that analogy.
I'm like, I know I'm going to fall eventually, but I'm still like weirdly running in place.
Yeah. Like it's so crazy. Like I hired a bookkeeper.
Oh, cool.
To help me. You say, oh, cool. But I hired them 4 months ago and have yet to actually onboard with them because that's how crazy it's been. I haven't had time to help them help me. So I think I really just want to get a little bit more organized and feel like this business some of it can start running on its own and not feel like I'm on roller skates all the time, which I have been feeling a lot lately.
I just published an episode yesterday that you probably haven't listened to yet, but I just hired a cleaner to do my shop. Like, and they agreed to organize and like put balloons away and pop everything. So that was my like first mini step into hiring.
That's cool.
So it's like, it's not like an employee, you know, it's like someone that like, if it's not working out, I can just be like, meh, this isn't good. But I didn't want to actually like have someone like reporting to me, or like, I didn't want to be responsible for a set number of hours, versus this was like dipping my toe in the water of getting a little bit of help at least. So
I love that. I mean, you're delegating for something that, you know, one component of your business that you're having trouble with or that you don't have time for. And that's huge.
And like, I don't like doing it, and I'm bad at it. I'm just like I'm like a tornado. It's like the Tasmanian devil. After the end of a weekend, there's just like a cloud of crap everywhere. Like I am just so, I don't know, not like messy. It's not like I have like
a balloon bomb went off.
Yes.
Every weekend.
I'm just always like on the floor, or then I have an idea here, and then I get halfway through this, and then I go somewhere else, and then I have to run a delivery. And it's like you said, the last thing you want to do on a Saturday night after all your jobs is like unpack all the stuff. And like I just don't want to do any work. And then all of a sudden it's like Wednesday and I need to be working on my next weekend and nothing's unpacked yet. So that has been a nice treat that they are able to kind of unpack that stuff for me.
Yeah. So obviously, other than getting organized, which is a priority of mine, I also want to continue to grow, continue to learn. I think the educational piece for me is huge, being that I'm newer to the game, and you know, I still have a lot of growth, I think, and a lot of things to learn. So I got myself a ticket to float. I'm going on a fun balloon babe trip where I hope to learn more from some fellow colleagues that I've connected with on Instagram, and just, you know, continuing to kind of like expand my horizons. I buy classes sometimes. I don't think that should ever stop. I'm excited to see what this year has in store. This will be the first year that I'm, you know, going all in and I'm focused on my business. You know, I'm going to continue to listen to the Bright Balloon, and I'm excited to see a year from now, to have a year under my belt and really be able to assess the growth in numbers. I'm excited to do that.
You're so much further ahead of where I was my first year. I felt like it took me like 3 years to get any traction. Like I remember calling people, like I would like cold call people to try to get jobs. I was so hungry for work and like really had to sell myself. So now it's just like such a fun time because it's like people are wanting what we're selling, and it's just a fun time to be in business, I think.
Yeah, I love it. And I also love the collaborating that I see going on amongst balloon professionals. Not only, I mean, for me, I'm located in the Philadelphia area. You're in Wisconsin. I mean, Tiffany, my balloon besties in Charlotte.
Yeah, and can I ask, because she was a guest on this show, I'll link to her episode as well, because hers was filled with awesome tips. How did you guys connect? Just Instagram friends, or did you know each other in real life?
Just Instagram friends. And that's, you know, a huge takeaway for me. I never growing up like made the best girlfriends. I don't know why. I don't have an answer to that, but
you're too pretty. We're all jealous of you. That's why.
Get out of here. But since starting this balloon business and being able to connect with other women that do the same thing, that are crazy enough to do the same thing that I do, because I do think you have to have a little bit of crazy in you to do this. I've been so blessed with making connections with people like Tiffany, like people like you who are just so kind and willing to share their knowledge and their tips, because I believe that's the way it should be. I think we should be lifting each other up instead of, you know, trying to tear each other down. I think that there's a lot to be learned from this collab over competition mentality that's only going to serve your business at the end of the day.
One of the most common questions I'm asked is, how much should I post on social media? Hi, I'm Jeff from Asset Lab. We're a marketing company that specializes in balloon decor and balloon twisting businesses. There's no right answer. You might be social savvy, you might be socially scared. You don't have to post all the time, but it might be a great way to generate revenue for your business. If you'd like to get some expertise on what's right for you, Learn more about us at assetlab.us.
I think if you go about it in that way, in a healthy way of building people up and helping each other, you'll see it come back around. And I can give you a great example. I have around me, I would say there's like 4 or 5 other local balloon people in the Philadelphia region.
Okay.
And that spans from like Jersey, Delaware County, Montgomery County that I'm in, and actually Philadelphia County. I made it an objective of mine to reach out personally to each and every one of them and say, hey, I'm Ali. I just wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to break the ice here. I love your work. I think what you do is fantastic. You're super talented. I'd love to learn from you. I'd love to get on the same page. I'd love to know what your pricing is. So if your pricing's higher than mine, I want to get there. And so we can make more money together. It wasn't about me trying to undercut. That doesn't serve anyone well. If you're undercutting, you're making less money. I think you're underselling yourself. You're probably not going to make any money at the end of the day. And now I've built these fun little Instagram relationships with other professionals near me. I can rely on them in a time of need. If I'm short on materials, if I need a color, if say I'm overbooked and I'm like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have taken that. And now I can't get there in time. And what am I going to do on this day? How can I make this all happen? I can put it out there. Hey, who can take a job on this day? Because I have a client for you. And I refer business to them when I'm unavailable. They refer business to me when they're unavailable. So I'm not worried about losing clients. At the end of the day, I care most about the client that reaches out to me and helping them celebrate. And if I can't help them celebrate, I want to help them find someone else who can, so that I know they'll be in good hands no matter what. And I think that means something to the client too, where they're like, oh, okay, she doesn't only care about her making money. She actually cares about me and making sure I have a good party.
Right.
And they'll come back. I believe that.
Thanks for joining me in this week's episode. As usual, I tried to keep it bright and light in a few minutes or less. If you wish there were more episodes, you are in luck. You can join us in our Patreon group for our monthly book club. I record weekly episodes guiding you through a different self-development book each month. For as little as $3 a month, you can join more than 50 other balloon business owners in our private group. Click the link in the show notes to join us. So many of you have reached out and told me how the podcast has changed your business, and I love hearing those stories. But you might be ready to take things to the next level. If that's you, you should check out the laser-focused solopreneur course where I walk you through more than 2 hours of video content showing exactly how I run my business as a solopreneur. I run a 6-figure balloon business, I work a full-time job, I have a toddler, and I produce this podcast weekly. And it's not because I'm more efficient than anybody else, it's just because I apply this laser-focused framework to every decision that I make. If you're struggling with work-life balance, figuring out how to grow your business in a manageable way, and feeling like there just aren't enough hours in the day, this course is for you. Check it out using the link in the show notes.